Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm going to do a news video here just to get that out of the way. So, I did my Mets Tigers recap, so go check that out if you want to. But let's talk about some news. We're going to start with wrestling, some of that good old wrestling. So, Ronda Rousey says she had to leave WWE because they never allowed her to make her work as good as it can be. No, you just weren't that good of a wrestler. You had opportunity after opportunity, and people that were working with her said she's not a good wrestler. So, you got a WrestleMania main event. So, I thought she left because she couldn't handle criticism from the fans, but whatever. And she also said that she's, in quote, pretty much retired from pro wrestling, so who knows, that's what they all say, that they're retired from pro wrestling, and then they end up coming back. But I could probably believe it with her, but, if this is the case, I mean, that's fine. So, AEW. September to Remember is officially set for Wednesday, September 17th, 2025 in London, ON. What? London? It says this has to be in Canada, I think. So, we have some news regarding AEW, NWE, AEW All Out, and WWE WrestlePalooza will be taking place on the same day, as we already know, but they will now no longer be at the same time. They will no longer going head to head. All Out will be taking place at 3 p.m. WrestlePalooza will start at 7 p.m. Man, they already moved the show to 3 p.m. Are we sure it won't last till 7 p.m. because their pay-per-views are like 4 or 5 hours? And AEW's officially announced that All Out will air at 3 p.m. for $40. Matt Riddle, he reportedly no-showed and ripped off a pro wrestling charity event last week that was raising money for survivors of domestic abuse and homeless veterans. Riddle is yet to return the deposit that was paid to him by the promotion. Oh, but he said CM Punk was the problem. And yet he wanted to shit on Punk being hard to work with. And this guy wanted to show up to a pro wrestling charity event for survivors of domestic abuse and homeless veterans. And yet this is a guy that was shit-talking Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So, we got this news yesterday. WWE's planning for AJ Lee to return to the ring for the debut on ESPN WrestlePalooza via Fightful Select. This came out yesterday. I waited till today to do a news video. I mean, yes, I get it. Spoilers suck, but to me, you're on Twitter, that's your fault, man. It was already kind of obvious. If anyone with a brain would actually watch the shows, you would know after WrestlePalooza, and especially on Monday, this is where it was headed. I get it. Spoiler sucks. But I get it. But I'm still gonna be fucking excited for it. Drake on Rhea Ripley, he said something like, my For You page is just all Rhea Ripley. She's a wrestler. She's like my muse, but I'm the opposite of everything that she likes. Okay, man. Strange guy. I mean, she's probably way too old for him anyway, so. Hey, Drake. Kelly confirmed she signed a Legends deal with WWE. So WWE apparently are very impressed with Ludwig Kaiser's version of El Grande Americano. and some even believe he has been a much better fit for the gimmick than Chad Gable. This does mean that WWE think Gable was unsuccessful with the persona, only that Kaiser has added more to the character during his short time under the mask. So yet again, Chad's gonna have to do another gimmick just so he can be allowed to compete. Got you, man. WWE is literally taking Chad Gable's gimmick away from him. What is Ludwig Kaiser added? They've added more. I mean, aren't there like 3 of them running around anyways? So Grande Americano shit just sucks. These are entirely different gimmicks. So let's move on to some NASCAR news. So Judge Bell denied the 2311 front row motion for a preliminary injunction with NASCAR, saying it will leave 6 charters out of 40 available. So if that is already as a result of the trial, they are available, therefore no irreparable harm. There's 40 charters? Since when the hell is there 40 charters? Kind of saw that coming when NASCAR said they wouldn't sell their 6 from under them this season, so... yeah, NASCAR just... sucks, but... just sucks when the team pays for the charters and NASCAR can just say, nope, we're selling them. That's just, this whole thing's a joke. Judge probably getting paid by NASCAR. The judge in his order says he would consider any new charters issued between now and end of the trial to be charters 3740 and not 6 charters under dispute by 2311 front row. Man, NASCAR saved face with their 12th hour rule change last week. But since when is there 40 charters? I'd like to know. Since when was there 40 charters? I never heard there was 40 charters. All of a sudden, we're hearing there's 40 charters. So, and this in the ruling, the uncertainty about what the 2026 season will look like, unfortunately exists not just for the parties, but for the other teams, drivers, crews, sponsors, broadcasters, and most regrettably, the fans. The fans. Yeah, NASCAR sure cares about the fans, don't they, there? Yeah, people are like, Denny MJ could ruin it for everyone. Or they could hold NASCAR accountable and make it better for everyone. And NASCAR's already in the fucking gutter anyways. Cup's making $9 million for the purse money at Gateway and Xfinity $1 million. We'll go over the Gateway schedule again for the weekend. Friday, 5:05 on the CW app. Xfinity practice. Saturday, 3 on the CW app. Xfinity qualifying, 4:30 True TV Cup P&Q. 7 on the CW pre-race. 7:30 Xfinity race on the CW. Sunday, 2:30 on USA pre-race. 3 on USA the Cup race at Gateway. So that's the weekend for Gateway. And there is 38 entries for Xfinity at Gateway. There's 38 entries for Xfinity. The 74 withdrew, as did the 105 on the entry list, so of Alpha Prime. So everybody makes the field. I mean, there's not really many notables, really. I mean, it's about your same field. 36 Cup entries for the Cup race at Gateway. So Austin Cindric is going to run I think a Supercars race. The Adelaide Grand Finale field will be joined by Austin Cindric. On Hauler Talk, Mike Ford says NASCAR is considering making the fastest lap point for lead lap cars only after Josh Berry became the 3rd ranked car this season to come back out. After repairs and get the extra point, it will be an off-season change. Kinda sucks. It completely takes the fun out of the fastest lap point. But running 30th in points and getting a win, that should get you in the playoffs, though. NASCAR always makes the most unnecessary rule changes. Fixing unnecessary things again. What else is new, man? This is the last thing that needs to be changed. Okay, then why even allow them to repair the car and go back out if they can't try and get the fastest lap to get a extra point? See, it's just stupid. But and it's NASCAR we're talking about. They won't change the things that obviously need to be fixed, but they'll change things that don't need to be fixed. They don't care about the fans. Yeah, let's talk about some NBA news. So, Charles Barkley says Shai Gilgeous-Alexander isn't a killer like Michael Jordan or Kobe, and that's more, and that he's more of a nice guy like LeBron. I mean, I get it, but not everybody has to be a villain. Kawhi Leonard reportedly asked Toronto's owner Larry Tannenbaum to line up an extra $15 million endorsements when deciding his free agency, per Gambo. Sedarius Thornwell was arrested and charged with domestic violence and felony unlawful conduct toward a child after allegedly hitting a woman in the back of the head and throwing a cup of water at her while she was holding their young child. Jesus. There's so much going on with the Clippers right now. So, Kawhi apparently signed a $28 million endorsement deal for a no-show job. And Stephen A. went off on Kawhi on First Take. Breaking! Stream East has been shut down. Oh no! Anyways. Nikola Vucevic, he is retiring at the age of 35. Kawhi Leonard allegedly signed a $28 million no-show job endorsement with a fraudulent tree planting company secretly funded by $50 million from the Clippers owner Steve Ballmer per Pablo Torre. So, that's something, man. Charles Barkley calls out the NBA for putting games on multiple streaming services. They don't give a shit about the fans, which I get because not everybody's you're not gonna have every single streaming service to try and watch NBA games. The Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga remain far apart on the deal with training camp starting this month. Zach Lowe says the Lakers' 2020 title only is disrespected because it was won by LeBron and the Lakers. Much as I hate LeBron, I mean, he's not wrong. The Bucks are looking to clear roster space after signing Thanasis and can potentially waive Andre Jackson Jr. as a result. So that's really it for the NBA there. Or actually, no, we have some stuff from Shams Charania. PJ Washington gets a 4-year, $90 million extension with the Dallas Mavericks. The NBA spokesman, Mike Bass, and quote, "We are aware of this morning's media report regarding the Clippers, and they are doing an investigation." So they're doing an investigation into that thing that was said this morning. And we'll talk about some NFL news to end the video here. So per report, 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings with a calf injury is expected to play week 1 per the team. Commanders rookie running back Bill Merritt was working second in the QB running back drills in practice behind Austin Eckler. He was listed as RB4 on the depth chart. Pat McAfee doesn't think people will be upset about Red Zone adding commercials because we lose commercial-free football. Pendeo face. Jets standout guard Elijah Vera Tucker is feared to have suffered a season-ending tricep injury per Adam Schefter. He plans to get a second opinion to determine if surgery is going to be needed. Red Zone will now contain actual full commercials upcoming season. Pendeo face. Darren Waller wrote load management won't practice today. The Ravens are signing former 3-time All-Pro special teamer and safety J.T. Gray. Roger Goodell says Taylor Swift could possibly be this year's Super Bowl halftime show performer. He told Good Morning America, and quote, "It's maybe." Obviously, we talked about Elijah Vera Tucker suffering a significant injury. Luke Goedeke and the Bucks right tackle, they agreed to a 4-year extension. Bill Merritt, the Commanders' rookie's 4th on the depth chart at running back. Davis Mills signs a 1-year, $7 million deal. The Bills are signing wide receiver Gabe Davis, reuniting with Buffalo. Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back for the Steelers, listed 3rd on their depth chart. Jackson Dart, the team's backup quarterback, beat out Jameis Winston. The 49ers made a formal contract offer to Kendrick Bourne, but they can all agree to terms. The Titans signed Kaiser White. David Mulgeta, the agent of Michael Parsons, also represents George Pickens, who's due for a contract soon. The Saints have hired ex-Falcons GM Thomas Dimitroff as a consultant. Dude looks like a fucking nerd. Eagles Pro Bowl guard Lander Dickerson's off the injury report. Is expected to play tomorrow night versus my Cowboys. C.J. Garner-Johnson's expected to play week 1. The Falcons promoted MVS to their active roster. Cowboys, Trayvon Diggs and Tyler Guyton, both of whom have had knee injuries, are off the injury report. Expected to play tomorrow for my Cowboys against the Eagles. But yeah, that's all to say for this news video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, and thanks, I'm out. Peace.